For my job shadow, I ended up job shadowing Tim Booth, who is a part of the Associated Press in Seattle. He covers anything and everything in Seattle and the area of Washington. Occasionally goes over to Idaho and does a few games in Boise and stuff like that. When I was thinking about deciding on who I wanted to job shadow, I had to first choose like what I wanted to be. I want to be a sports analyst, um, hopefully on ESPN, preferably on ESPN, because that's where the major money is. And also, I want to eventually have my own show, sports talk show, where I can talk anything and everything I want to about sports. Also, I was not the only person who wanted to go on this trip for a job shadow. Spencer Smith and Brett Lyle also tagged along with me, and yeah, we ended up meeting Tim on Saturday, May 6th. We met him at a Starbucks that was in Bellevue. He's he lives not too far from Bellevue. I don't remember where, but anyways, we met him there. I thought he was gonna buy us some drinks. Didn't actually happen. Kind of sad, a little depressed, but I got over it. We made pretty good time. We were about 45 minutes early at Starbucks, and so yeah. Later on, we left. He gave us a pass, garage pass, instead, and we were trying to follow him because the directions that he gave us weren't very good. We had no clue where we were going, and it was not on the map. Well, kind of was, but not really. On the back of the pass that I actually have here. Just kidding, no, I don't. But on the back of the pass, there's little directions on how to get there, but they didn't exactly lead you there. They just like showed where it was. So I guess it wasn't directions. But anyways, yeah, we tried to follow him, but like he left like a rally car racer, so we couldn't really follow him. We ended up going to the wrong parking garage. We met this Middle Eastern man who was the tenant there. We asked him for directions, but we didn't really understand what he was saying. So we kind of were just like, "Oh, okay, thank you," and then we left. And thankfully, it was right across the way from the stadium, and there were some police officers that were outside. So I pulled up next to them because I drove. I pulled up next to them, asked them for directions. They told us how to get there and everything, and we were golden. So we met him. We met up with Tim on the sixth floor. After we met up with Tim, we ended up going downstairs in an elevator around the corner to pick up our media credential passes. They were supposed to go through. We sent him our headshots of what we look like and everything, and information, so we could have our media credentials so we can get into the game and go with him to wherever he goes. But unfortunately, the transaction or whatever has to happen didn't go through, so we ended up having to just get these paper ones instead. It's kind of sad, hoping for a better one, actual one, but still got the job done. I can't really complain because we were still able to go anywhere and everywhere we really wanted to. So that was kind of cool. After we got our credentials and everything, we went up to the press box and got settled down, put our stuff down, and we ended up going downstairs. We went onto the field, which was pretty pretty amazing. Because it was my first time ever being into the stadium, or not near the stadium. I've been to a couple Mariners game, but being at the stadium, my first time ever, and I was able to go onto the field. Not a lot of people can say that. Um, yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. We walked by the Seattle Seahawks locker room. Um, and we didn't get to go in, unfortunately, but we still got to see it. Still kind of cool. So before the game, we went and ate. I don't know what they did to the food or how they made it, but it was the best food that I've ever had in my life for no reason at all. It's just an understatement too. I it was oh my god. Anyways, so my mom was screaming in my head the first time I got my food, saying, "Eat your vegetables, Drew. This is why you're 5'6". You don't eat your vegetables." So I was like, I wanna grow. I wanna be 6'5" and blessed. So I loaded up on some vegetables. But then, as soon as I saw what else was down the line of food, I went back. I finished the plate obviously because it was A1, but I went back for seconds because I didn't want to be rude. It leaves food. They cooked it for everybody, so I had to make use of it. So I went back for seconds and made sure to try everything in copious amounts, but it is what it is. After we ate, we went back to the press box and got ready for the game. It was kind of cool how they did their pregame ceremonies because I'm an avid FIFA player. If you don't know what that is, it's a soccer game. Play all the time, and the resemblance and the accuracy that FIFA had in the game was uncanny. It was kind of really amazing to see how far our technology has brought us and the detail that goes into everything that they do. The press box overall, it had an amazing view. It had recently been shrunken down over the years. Now it's about half the size of what it used to be, but I mean, you still get a great view out of everything. After the game, the Sounders unfortunately lost 1-0 on a penalty kick that was early in the game. We were able to go downstairs and meet with the coach. Tim had a few questions he had to ask to the coach, so we tagged along with him. That was kind of cool because we got to see like what's actually happening behind the scenes, like how they do their interviews and how they conduct everything, the waiting game that they have to play, and everything like that. We also, after we were done interviewing the coaches, they opened up the locker room of the players. We went into Toronto's locker room. We got to see Josie Altidore, Michael Bradley, and all the other Team USA stars that were out there. And this was also actually a rematch of the MLS Championship game last year. So that was kind of cool to be able to go to that game too. Overall, it was a great experience. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to do this. Most teachers, professors don't even really, okay, not to say they don't really care, but they don't ever ask you to like go out into the actual work field and find somebody that's in your preferred area to job shadow, because this is something that I can actually use later on in life. And I am definitely, after I get out of college or even over the summer maybe, I'll be in contact with Tim and I'll be working on my writing skills. And right now I have a podcast with some friends back at home. I'll ask Tim for some advice, or like I'll have him check it out and see what he thinks. I might even ask him if I can do like maybe some freelance work. I'll ask for the guys. I'll ask for the guy in Portland's number maybe for the AP Associated Press down where I'm from in Portland, Oregon. So I can maybe do some freelance writing and hopefully make some money, get my foot in the door, and start a career off of it. So yeah, overall, great experience, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to job shadow Tim Booth.